working with Benny Boom, were you? Did he find you? Was it an open casting? Casting? How did that happen?
No, I was actually on. I was actually still auditioning before Benny came on, so I was right there in the middle of that switch.
Oh, okay.
I had to audition 4 times because my agent submitted me to the movie, like the same way they do when they ready to start a movie. The casting directors send. I think it was like 4 they had on this film from represent East, North, West. Yeah.
Oh.
And but the East Coast one, the Southeast casting director, Winston Sinclair, they send out the casting call to the agents. Like, if you got somebody this size, this look, and then they'll send the person, and they'll say, okay, we want to see them.
Gotcha.
And then you start auditioning. So I did a video audition first, and then they liked it, and then it was time to actually go there and audition more. So I went there 3 times, in person. But the second time, Carl Franklin was the director at the time.
Oh wow, way back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carl Franklin was the director at the time, and then that was a short time, but I auditioned for him, and LT was there at every time. So I auditioned for them at that time, and then about 2 weeks went by, and they usually have a 2-week rule as actors. You haven't heard nothing in like 2 weeks, and I knew they had to get filming like ASAP. I was like, I don't think I got it. And then finally my agent called and he was like, good news and bad news. I was like, I just wanted him to say, you got the role.
Right.
Good news and bad news. So I was like, what? What is it? And he was like, well, the good news is they like you. The bad news is apparently they've changed directors and he needs to see you in person. So you got to go back again and audition again for the new director, Benny Boom. I was like, oh, God, I had to go back for a 4th. And, they'll pay for your travel stuff before they hire you. You're just on your own to get there, So it cost me a couple grand auditioning for this movie. It was worth it.
Yeah.
I've said I made that up.
You recouped that one real good.
Yeah. But it's a risk, as an actor, I might lose this money. So Benny, was on. I was actually really excited about Benny being on. I was excited about Carl too because he's a phenomenal
different
director.
film though. It would have been such a different film.
Right, definitely. And I think with Carl, he just wasn't as in tune with the culture of Tupac in that era, and so that just made it. But he's still a phenomenal director, so it was like right. So it was like, I know that was hard for them to go. You are phenomenal, but you don't really get this.
It would be more like a painting in a museum.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
This is like graffiti shit on the wall,
right? Right. And so, they needed somebody that really could do that, but also really knew and loved and was deeply ingrained in hip-hop culture. And then so it's smart. Get Benny Boom, who's been painting this visual for us and shaping the visual of bringing us the visualization of hip-hop culture for years, and does film, and is good at it, so why not? That was actually smart, and that's why I was excited because I've been a fan of Benny Boom's for a long time.
Me too. I was like, I know Boom. I know his work. I don't know his face. He could walk past here and I wouldn't know it, but I know Boom's work. It's very signature.
Right, exactly, and he always did that. You can see he was a visionary.
Yeah.
And I always said, even years back, I was like, when this guy goes film, it's going to be amazing because he's always his visionary side is just. You see the other video directors, they see what he does, and it was only like a small handful of directors, like they do something and kind of set the tone, and everybody else starts mimicking. He was one of those directors where people would mimic. He'd set the trend,
Absolutely.
And so that's why I was such a fan because it was like, his vision, he give you in 3 doggone minutes, it's amazing, And I was like, he'll go to film. He's got to, because that's a filmmaker making music videos from what you're looking at. And so what better way, to really, this is not his first film, but first major film this big, what a way to come out, it was perfect for Boom. And that's what you find with everyone involved. It was like, damn, this was perfect for you. I didn't even know it. It was perfect for me.
I mean, I was like, oh my God, oh shit, that's Suge? Damn, wait a minute, I know that's not Suge. Really, really good job. There's a filmmaker in Miami that